Recognizes the gentlewoman from Texas, Ms. Jackson Lee, for questioning.
Did you need some seconds, Mr. Correa?
Thank you. Just wanted to, trying to figure out your comment about comparing the fence around the Capitol and border wall to work or not. I think there's a lot more order now that that fence around the Capitol is gone, right?
Reclaiming my time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me thank Mr. Higgins, Ms. Correa, Mr. Ivy, Ms. Bishop for their courtesies on this committee that I've been the ranking member of on this full committee. I think this idea, Ms. Correa, of technology is being ignored. And I think it is important that the obligated funds are not wasted. They are either in DHS or they're either in DOD, waiting for Congress to do its job of reappropriations. But I think that the technology is worthy. Some of what the administration has done with some of the funds has helped the state of Alaska with missile field expansion and 2nd Radio Battalion in North Carolina, 79 an elementary school for U.S. military children, fire crash rescue station, et cetera. So it is not wasted. I think we have a general disagreement on the value of the wall. I will say to the gentleman that spoke about fentanyl, I don't think there's one person on this committee, on this panel, that would not join you in a major effort. I, for one, I've introduced the fentanyl bill. I know that the House had one. It wasn't quite my cup of tea, but I'm ready for the fight. And so I hope that we'll have an opportunity to do some of the things that might be within our democratic principles. When I say democracy, and within the justice principles, let's try to do some things together. But I quickly want to just ask a question of Ms. Cooper. What is in the current state of the southern border in terms of migrant numbers? Have those numbers gone down? Do you have knowledge of that?
I do not have the most recent numbers in front of me. We have seen, in fact, as of the end of the fiscal year, we have seen approximately 1 million encounters. That is a significant.
Okay, you don't have the current. What about you, Ms. Gamler, GSA? Do you have some information about numbers going down or not?
We can follow up and provide specific numbers for your office.
Let's do that. But let me ask both Ms. Cooper, because your government right before me, DHS, and Ms. Gamler. I don't think because we do not have a wall that this kind of behavior that I'm about ready to report is appropriate. I think we can find ways of dealing with this as we have done before, and certainly we should not be in the category of doing inhumane items. Department of Public Safety trooper sent an email because he was very concerned about actions happening at the Texas border, where the governor has placed wire and buoys in water that brought about a pregnant woman having a miscarriage who was found late last month, caught in the wire, doubled over in pain. A 4-year-old girl passed out from heat exhaustion after she tried to go through it and was pushed back by Texas National Guard. A teenager broke his leg trying to navigate the water around it. And then the incident of a pregnant woman, on a series of previously reported drownings in the river during 1 week stretch earlier this month, including a mother and at least one of her 2 children who Federal Border Patrol agents spotted struggling to cross the Rio Grande. And my understanding is they were pulled from the river and given medical care before being transferred to EMF, but were later declared deceased in the hospital. The second child was never found. This is a DPS trooper providing an email because of his concern of what is happening and forcing people with the buoys and the wire to go into deeper water and therefore drowning. Yes, they are illegally crossing. This is a country of immigrants, but it's a country of laws, and I do understand that. But we have to, the question is that immigration is a federal issue, and it needs to be investigated as to the appropriateness of this kind of action, and whether this action is truly left to the states, where you wind up with this continued loss of life. So I like this Ms. Cooper, you have a comment?
While I can't speak to the policies or actions of the state of Texas, I would like to reassure the Congresswoman and the committee that our Border Patrol agents, as they meet migrants in those locations, take their safety and security as they come into our custody very seriously and ensure to the greatest extent possible that they are taken care of at that moment.
And I would expect to do so, and I've seen them and I know they do, but I am asking that you carry this request for an investigation from me regarding the actions that this DPS trooper, has suggested. And we can provide you additional information, and I would ask Ms. Gamler, I know that you're in GAO, that we provide you with information. I've only cited what the trooper has cited in terms of maybe Border Patrol agents being forced to try and help these people. I think that's what I indicated. They were trying to help someone drowning in the middle of buoys and wires, but I would like to have an investigation in that.
Congresswoman, thank you. Well, we'd be happy to talk with your office after this hearing. And let me also just note that GAO has done prior work looking at CBP's provision of care for individuals in its custody, and we've made recommendations to CBP in those areas. We'd be happy to brief your office on that work as well.
Let me just finish one sentence, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for your indulgence. I think I was specifically making the point of how difficult it makes, whether CBP or in essence Border Patrol, which is at the border, make their job difficult when state actions like this cause what this trooper has suggested has occurred. Loss of life, miscarriage, 4-year-old broken leg, and a mother and her 2 children, one missing, mother and child dead. And so I think that we have established that immigration and border security is a federal issue. Whether we agree or disagree with the wall, it's a federal issue, and this should be investigated whether a state is intrusively, wrongly engaging in immigration responses. I yield back. Thank you.